Hi everybody, it's Dr. Silly again, of course, your host for the Gravity Gang Gourmet Show. Some of you might have had the good fortune to have seen some of our first cooking shows, but I'm here to remind you a little bit about what the Gravity Gang and what eating cool and saving waves is all about. You remember we started talking about childhood obesity, and I showed this book to you from the American Academy of Pediatrics. And if you really want to know how to help your children, your grandchildren, your cousins' children, and the neighborhood kids, you might want to run into this childhood obesity book from, you could ask your pediatrician. They'll give you the lowdown. They may even have some copies there. But we started there because of the problem of children with too much gravity. Ouch. Kind of hurts the social life, hurts their personal life. They're unhappy with themselves. So the Gravity Gang was an idea that says, look, you can beat this rep. The first thing you have to do is to be independent. Take charge of your own health. Take charge of being who you are. Take charge of the world that you live in. You see, you can only make changes munch by munch. You're going to have to fight it a bite at a time. And to do that, of course, you need some way of talking about obesity without offending people. Enter the Gravity Gang. You just have too much gravity, kid. Take it easy. So what we're here doing is trying to sell small skills and awareness about how to cook for yourself. You'll see the young people that have been on our shows as Gravity Gang Gourmets, how to cook for yourself, how to take care of yourself, not just go on a diet. This is not about diet. This is about managing yourself. In fact, unless you manage things like the media, your media diet. Why is that? Well, television and eating are intimately connected, very connected. They make you want to munch. That's their business. They're pretty good at it too. So you have to learn independence. You have to learn to think for yourself. You have to learn to be a Gravity Gang guy. Well, I hope you enjoy the next episode of the Gravity Gang Gourmet Show. We always enjoy showing you the little tricks to make snacks and make food with low gravity. So please enjoy. Where we're learning how to make low G snacks and food so we can eat cool and save those waves. And we're lucky today because we have the return of one of our favorite chefs, Chef Isabelle. Hey, welcome back,
Hey,
kid.
thank you for having me back,
Yeah,
Silly.
good to see you, good to see you. Oh, you look perky, hairdo, all that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I actually cut my hair.
Oh, very good.
Well, you're looking good, too.
Well, I'm trying to suck it in as much as I can and eat cool. What's happened the last week? Anything last couple of weeks, I think? Three.
It's been pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
School, etc., etc.?
Well, school.
I know
but,
school.
Besides that, it's been pretty good.
You still cooking and all
I
that?
am, yeah,
Actually,
the other day, my friend was over and I made her best food. She told me the best food she ever made.
Oh, great. You are going there as a chef. Good for you. I was curious about how the low G's going with your friends or school or, we're trying to sell this idea that you got to have lower gravity and you can do that by eating cool.
Well, at our school, every day we have fruit and a vegetable, so
Okay.
that's pretty good with every meal.
Well, is it a cafeteria thing?
Yeah.
Oh, hot meals then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes we have salads, which is good.
And
But the only thing with salads is then they do chef salad and they have then they pile on all this cheese and stuff. And then you're not really helping out because you're just eating all this cheese. So.
That's the sugar, salt, and fat goo.
Yeah. So, but it's all right.
All right, okay. And let's see, how about, did you see any of our other shows?
I did. I saw the one on oatmeal cookies, which I loved.
I like that too.
Yeah, and you know, they always, you know, it's perfect. Milk goes with cookies really well.
Okay.
But when I saw it, I started thinking about what other things can go with cookies.
All right.
You know, because you got milk, and you know, you can try to think of other stuffs, and you can't just drink soda with all your cookies.
Yeah, well, they use the high-fat sugar soda.
Yeah, so you can't do that. So I was thinking, and I thought about smoothies.
Oh.
Because smoothies can be really good, but at the same time, they're healthy for you.
Oh, okay. So this is what, smoothie day for us?
It sure is.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be making a creamy smoothie because they go excellent with oatmeal cookies.
Oatmeal, they go good with peanut butter.
Yeah, they do.
That's my favorite too, actually. a lot of good fat in those things. Let's see. How can we start? We're learning how to balance.
Yeah, well, we're learning how to eat or drink food with a drink, but where it's healthy in both of them.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm your man. What are you doing now?
All right,
you
so
start off.
To start off, we are going to be making a creamy smoothie, which is so good. I make it all the time because it's so delicious because you're using different kinds of fruits,
okay.
but it's also kind of got like it could be almost like a meal. Ooh. It could be like a morning drink or something like that.
As a kid, we never had smoothies. The drugstore was the only thing. That was it. That's the only machine that went around.
Right, yeah. All right, well, you want to get started?
Sure, go ahead.
So, all right, so we're going to get started. So first what we're going to want to do is, I like to put a little bit of yogurt in, and I would use vanilla, but you can throw in a different kind if you'd like, just so that it has a little bit more flavor, but my personal favorite is vanilla. So I'm going to put in about 2 spoonfuls, a pretty big spoon, but it's all right if it's not too big. And now you just kind of put that in, and it's all right. And now you want to use some milk so that it will, because instead of using juice, you're using milk, so that it will mix together better. So I would use about a cup of milk. So you're just going to want to measure that out. Let me see. That looks like a cup of milk. Now, make sure that you pour it in slowly or it'll splash all over you. I've done this so many times and it splashed completely all over me. And then I had to start all the way over, which is not very fun. Alright. So now, when you're making a creamy smoothie, you're going to want to use fruits that are kind of creamier. That instead of having like, you know, pulps or something like that, like you wouldn't usually use, you know, like oranges or, you know, pineapple, just because it might, you know, it could taste different. So you're going to want to use some fruit that's pretty smooth. So I would use a banana. I'd use about 1 banana, would probably be enough. Depends on how much you're making. If you're making a lot, maybe you want to give some to your brothers or sisters, then you can use a little bit more. So I'm just going to put in 1 banana. You can just that. And then what I'm going to use is I'm going to put in some strawberries, because strawberries make it so you have a little bit more flavor instead of it just tasting like banana and cream. So I'm just going to put in, got some, and I would put in about 2 spoonfuls. It depends how much you like strawberries. So strawberries is my favorite fruit, so I like to use a lot of it. Alright, so now make sure when you're stirring this up that you make sure that you're very safe, and that you need to make sure that you secure your machine. So first, with this one, I'm going to put it on lock so that it will stay down, because if it doesn't, it could go off or it could be crazy. And you're always going to want to make sure that you put your lid on. You need to make sure that it goes on completely down, because if you do not have it be down, it can go everywhere or it can fly off, which I've had to happen a lot of times. And it's gotten all over me, and it was not good. So also, whenever you're making it, you always want to have something to, if it gets stuck, but you never want to use a fork. I like to use like one of these, a spatula. But when you're doing it, you never want to do it when it is off. So you're going to want to shut it off and put it on unlock if you have an unlock one, and take off the lid very carefully, and then just put it in there. And make sure that it's off and that it cannot go on. Then you can just go back to doing it, and you have to slide it back onto lock. So that's pretty much your safety. Now there are the buttons, and there are a lot of buttons and you don't know which ones to pick. because in this one you wouldn't really want to use grate because it's not really necessary. You're using soft ingredients. So there's actually a couple that you could use. You could either use the mix one, and it does for liquids, and it can kind of liquefy it. So you would like that one also, but that one will more make it very, very smooth. Which smooth I like, but some people might like a little bit more chunky, where you could use the blend, which chops it up, but it leaves a little bit bigger pieces still left. It's completely up to you with that one. I just like the smoothness better. Also, if you wanted to put it on high, if you wanted to get extra, you can push high. You can also slow it down with low, and there's just a lot of different things that you can do on it. But make sure that you're not pressing some crazy one that will make it fall apart or something, because there can be buttons on them. And then you're always going to want to know where the stop button is when you start, because something could go wrong and you don't want that. So the off button is right here. And I have to know where that one is so that I will not being able to. About to get started, but I'm going to move these so that you guys can see what's going on. Alright, so I'm just going to press it on. And it's really cool to watch it because you can see all the different, how it turns different colors. And I'm going to put it on high. And then you can stop it because sometimes when you're blending it, some of the pieces might get stuck. So usually when you're blending it, if you stop it and there's a bubble, then you need to know that you need to do it more because it's not completely grounded. So I'm going to do it a little bit more, and then we'll try it. Alright, so you're going to want to be careful again, and you need to turn it on to unlock, or it's not going to work. So just take off the lid very carefully, and sometimes it might drip, so just be careful when you're taking it off. And now, when you take it off, you're going to want to be careful because you need to hold on to it very securely or it can fall everywhere. So you're just going to want to take it off, and even if you need to put it down before you pick it up again if it's a little bit too heavy. Now, you can get some cups. I have some right here for me and Dr.
One go.
So let's try some. Alright, so we're just going to pour some. Silly, would you like to try some?
Yes, I've been watching you from the side. Oh, that's enough for me. I just need a taste. Oh, it looks pink. Smells like a banana.
Yes, it does. All right.
This is great. And all you did was the milk, the yogurt, the banana. What else?
And I put a little bit of strawberry.
Oh, that's right, the strawberry.
And that's what made it pink.
Oh, that's what made it pink.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for this low G snack. And I'm going to have to say waves.
And eat cool.
Till next time.
See ya.
Our two chefs are going to make something very special, a low G snack. And our first chef is Chef Charlotte. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Silly.
Glad to be here. Oh, good. She's our chef. And our return chef, Chef Mikey.
What's up?
Welcome back. And could you tell us what low G snack you're going to make for us today?
It is the oatmeal cookie.
Oh, oatmeal cookies, huh? I thought oats are for horses.
Better for cows.
Oh, better for cows. Cookies are for kids. Okay, well then I guess I'll step aside and let you Gravity Gang Gourmets do your thing, okay?
Okay.
And when they're done, save one for me.
I'd be happy to.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, now there's a container of yogurt there. And I want you to take out...
French vanilla. Yum.
This is actually better to use than shortening because there's less fat in it. So take out 12 tablespoons and put that right in with the egg.
So 12 full tablespoons?
Mm-hmm. Well, not heaping, yeah, like that.
It takes a long time.
It does. In the meantime, we have a wooden spoon, a spatula, our measuring cups, and the almighty electric mixer, which will make things a lot easier. Okay, now there's some sugar there, Mikey. And we like to use a blend of stevia, which is a natural sugar, and regular cane sugar. And
So,
it reduces calories.
yeah, so it's a lot better for you.
Absolutely. So, what does the recipe say for sugar?
Let's see. For sugar, it says...
I have to put my glasses on to see.
1 cup.
Okay, so here's your...
Or 7 ounces if you want to be specific.
Okay, here's your 1 cup. Actually, it's better if you pour it from the bottom.
Okay, so then I'm gonna dump it in.
Good. Okay. Now, after you put the sugar back on the table, because we need the space, you can mix it up.
Okay, for you who do not know, like me, how do you turn this thing on?
You turn this thing forward.
Okay. So, I'm gonna start off nice and light. Okay. Come on, you stupid sugar. Come. I know you don't want to be eaten, but it's for our good.
There you go.
Okay. A fourth of
Okay, now put that
a
back
cup
in.
of...
And sometimes if you have a real hard piece of brown sugar and you need to use it, you can put it in the microwave for about 20 seconds and it'll soften right up. Okay, you want to rebeat that, Mikey?
Yep, I think I shall.
Okay, let's set that aside. Now I'll tell you what to measure out. We need 1 cup of flour.
Okay. So, some
One
flour.
cup of flour. We like to use the unbleached flour. It's more natural.
Okay, so let's find the 1 cup one. So it would just be all the way?
All the way up, yeah.
Okay.
And if you need to, you can take a spoon to dig some of the flour out of the bag. Sometimes it doesn't work all that well the way
Okay,
you're
so
doing it.
1 cup
Perfect.
of flour.
Okay. Now we need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda.
1/2 teaspoon.
Tell them the difference between.
Well, we use baking soda and baking powder because each has a different chemical reaction. It doesn't add any calories, but you won't have a decent cookie if you don't use it.
Yeah, it makes it light and fluffy.
Yeah. You need to make these
Exact.
exact. Yeah, you had a little too much in the other one, so don't put quite so much in this one so that we can balance it out. Okay, good. All right.
Pretty hard to get it exact.
1/2 teaspoon of table salt. And there's a dish of salt right there, Mikey, with that little white spoon in it.
Okay.
And you could just take that spoon and put it in. That's it. And do you know that salt helps to bring out the sweetness in sweet things?
Yeah, salt isn't really that flavorful, but it makes stuff like pop.
Right, and then we have some vanilla. And we need about a teaspoon of that.
Okay. It's hard to get open.
Film a teaspoon.
Ooh.
That's all right if it goes a little over. That's fine. And we need 2½ cups.
So I
It's not bad.
the cup out and
Try not
just
to turn it out though.
scoop it.
Okay, not bad.
I like scooping.
You like scooping, Scooby-Dooby? Scooby-Dooing?
Yeah, sometimes it does spill.
That's okay.
I will clean up after the show. Do not worry. Vanilla! Stay away. The vanilla wants to be a little more vanilla-y, but can't really let it.
Oh, that's a better way to
Yeah.
get it out. What do we say, 2.5?
Yep.
So that's number 2.
Come back in a
And
minute.
And
okay.
I will use that.
You can't stay too long.
Believe me, if it's not exact science, it's not really going to come out that well.
That's it. Now we're going to mix that up again with our beaters.
More and more beating.
Beat the heck out of it. Actually, we want to beat it for about a minute.
Gradually add speed. Oatmeal. Yum.
Okay, I think if we can cut the camera for a minute.
They'll edit all this for you. Would you want me to camera? You too tired? Whatever you want. He's tired anyway.
Okay, now we can add something to the cookies to make them taste just a little nicer. And we have chocolate chips, or nuts, or dried cranberries.
In this,
I'm gonna let Mikey choose what he wants to put in.
in this case, we're gonna use the chocolate chips, the Toll House Nestle Minis. So, how much do you think we should put?
Oh, a good handful.
Okay, good handful.
I could pour it out into the hand. Pour it over the bowl so that maybe you could use another handful.
Yep. Because they are the
They are
minis.
tiny. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now you can mix that together with your spatula. You don't need to have the mixer again.
Mixer just makes a lot of noise.
Yeah. Just give them a good stir so that they blend all the way through. Okay.
Look at that. Yummy, dude. Okay, so we want to keep it all, so we're just going to scrape it off.
Yeah, that works good. Okay, now we want to get our cookie sheet, which is over there,
Yes.
and
Okay.
tear off a piece of parchment paper because that way you don't have to wash the cookie sheet.
Yeah.
And that's a little too much. You want to make it just so that it fits inside the cookie sheet.
Always a good idea to use parchment paper if you're like one of those stay-at-home moms who hate doing chores.
Yeah, okay, now let's put it back in the box. And then tear it at that point.
Yes, it does tear. I can say that much.
Good.
Then just put it over.
And you know what? If you turn it the opposite way from where it was rolling, it will lay flat, and then you can just
Tuck into
piece it, and it makes it fit really nicely. Okay, then I guess to take the cookies out, we need a spoon. So just drop like a heaping tablespoon of mix onto the cookie sheet.
It is sticky, so it's pretty hard to get out.
You could use another spoon or you could use your finger because we know your hands are clean. Good. And try to space them a little bit further apart because I think they're going to spread. That's all right, you can leave that one there. That's okay. Put it, yeah, about like so. Good.
Just gonna keep on doing this for
That's-
a while.
That's a little too much.
Yeah.
But you like a big cookie, huh?
Yes, cookies are cookies. They're always good no matter what.
No matter what size they are. That way, if you have one big cookie, and then you ate 2 cookies, you're still having 2 cookies. But you feel like you're, what is that?
It's like a mind trick.
Yeah.
So that's why if they are big, I just split them with a friend.
That's a good idea.
Talk low G for me.
And it makes it low G. You know what low G is? Low gravity. Equal, save the waves.
And hopefully we don't get washed out by those waves. Tsunami!
Good job, Mikey. Excellent. You might become a baker, a professional baker someday.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have some more of the cookie dough, so.
Yeah, well, we'll do one tray. If we were a really, really professional TV show, we would have already had a tray full of cookies all baked so that we could go to the oven and pull them out and say, hey, here's our cookies. Okay, now it's time to put them in the oven.
Yes.
That'll be your job.
Yep. So we go over to the oven.
Which has been preheated.
And just to make sure and safe, and apparently Silly lost his badge. Can you please pass me that so I won't burn my hand? Thank you. Always a good idea.
That's right. Pull it all the way over.
Hot.
That's right. Stand it in there. Close her up.
Close it up.
Okay.
And we'll be back in a while. As you see, my hands got chopped off. But anyways, let's go and see what happened with our low G and delicious cooking. Oh,